Hey guys, let's talk about 3D graphing. The red one is the x-axis, the green one's the y-axis, and the blue one is the z-axis. We can spin this to see what we're normally used to. So the red one's the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. We can pull this up like this and see what's happening. The z is shooting straight up from the piece of paper or going below the piece of paper. Going back to this view, if we were to graph something we're familiar with, something like y equals 2x plus 1, you can see this very faint line right here. That is what it is, 2x plus 1. But when we go into 3D, it makes a wall because it's every value of z is defined. So it's that line extended up forever and extended down forever. It looks like it's stopped, but that's just because it's cutting it off. This will go up forever. And now from here, we can change our y-intercept to 2. And you'll notice how it just shifted the whole thing up another step. Or we could change our slope from a 3 to a 5. And now it's just made it steeper. Or if we make it a -5, it brings it all the way down over there. We could also do something like a circle. Here it is in 2 dimensions, x-axis, y-axis, and then it makes a cylinder when you go 3 dimensions. So this 9 right here, that is the radius squared. So you can see here that the radius is equal to 3. If we change this 9 to a 4, it's now smaller. And something interesting happens. If we make this equal to z squared, then it's going to make this shape here. If z squared is what is written right here, that means that the radius at that particular height is z. So at the height of 1, the radius is 1. At a height of 2, the radius is 2. And this is true everywhere. At a height of 4, the radius is 4. Height of 5, the radius is 5. And that's what's making this cone. Z is defining the radius. We can even move this if we want. If we put parentheses around the x, we can shift it left and right. So by saying x minus 2 squared, we're going to shift it to the right too. So this thing will move over here. And then by putting y minus 3 squared, this whole thing up 3 along the y-axis. We can even pull the whole thing upwards along the z-axis by doing a transformation on the z. So now I've put z minus 2 squared, this whole thing up 2. So it's been shifted above. You can see we've now shifted it over 2 in the x direction, up 3 in the y direction, and then up 2 in the z direction. If we do something like x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals 9, we can form a sphere. Right now, the sphere has a radius of 3, which is the square root of 9. If we want to shrink the radius down to 2, we can make this 9 into a 4, and that will shrink it down to 2. And we can move this ball around if we want. Let's say I want to move it above the xy plane so it's not being cut in half. So I'll go to z, and then by doing z minus 3 squared, I'm going to shift the whole thing up 3, and there it goes. So now it's floating above the xy plane. And if I want to move it left, say 4, inside the x, I'm going to say x plus 4. And that shifts it all the way over there. So this is the intro to 3D graphing. It's pretty neat.